Hello, how are you tonight?
How good are you?
Pretty good. What's your name?
Terrence.
Terrence. And how old are you, Terrence?
I am 36.
36. And what are you doing out here right now?
Uh, I'm waiting and hopefully go save my job later on.
What are you waiting on?
Trying to go save my job later on because so many people have stole stuff from me being out here that I got to go up there and give a police report just to be able to go to work.
So did they steal your
Yeah,
social, your identity,
no, it was just work computers, work equipment.
work equipment?
Yeah, and my cell phone's gone. All my contact information was on those devices. So now I have to go up there because I haven't been to work for almost 2 weeks.
What do you do?
Uh, just customer service jobs.
Customer service
Yeah,
jobs. Why are you out here like this? What's
I'm
the
out here
situation?
because my family decided to set me up. Uh, my mom was going through issues and they told me to come back down here to help her out during the pandemic. They were basically drugging her on psychotic medication. And when I got down here, they pinned it on me. She was living in a senior citizen facility. You had to be 55 and up to be there. So when I got there, we were going through our issues. We were arguing every day for over a year straight because she was so doped up on psychotic medication. She spent 6 months talking to the mirror.
Mm.
So that was troubling. But one day, she, on Mother's Day 2022, they decided to come get her. They all planned it, and they came and got her to the policing office. And my nephew is hiding out in her apartment. She's not there anymore. So they put an eviction notice on the door. Say, hey, you got this amount of days to get out. So I had to go to court and fight for her, and she basically turned on me. She agreed with them. She
Wow.
says she called me, and my uncle had put it on a piece of paper, and he told her what to read. Since she
Mm.
wasn't psychologically there all the way, she went along with it. But this is how she was treating me anyway. So she told me I don't have an apartment anymore. So she just went along with what they did. They set her up to get her disability. So now it's like, okay, well, her son's out the way. She's all ours now. So the plan was to have me kicked on the street and then take her all the way down to College Station, which is about 200 miles from here. So I had to scramble to try and figure out what I was going to do in an apartment that wasn't mine. So I had to move. You know, it was a blessing that I was able to find a motel down the street, and they had issues there. I stayed there from 2000, what was it, July, say 2022 to the November of 23 because I had health issues living there. There was mold. I mean, the pipes were so old that I would turn on the shower water and it like I just hit the floor because it was like sewer or like a gas or sulfur smell. Like as soon as I turned on the water, I couldn't believe it. It was like a mental breakdown. So I ended up going to the hospital for dehydration because I haven't drunk water in about 3 weeks. I lost like 60 to 80 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to get rushed to the hospital. And then while I was there, my landlord was stealing stuff from me while I was in there.
Yeah.
in the hospital. I was there for a week. Next thing he was calling me, asking me what I was going to do. You know, then my family went to the motel, and got all my stuff, packed it up, took it to their house, and then
How did your people know what hotel you was in?
they would come because uh, to see how I was doing. My uncle just got married, so they came to check on me.
Who told them to get your belongings when you were in the hospital?
I called them because he was the one that was trying to move me out of there. I was looking at places not too far from here, a different place that was a lot better than where I was, because apparently everybody knew this motel in Arlington,
Okay.
and they were like, "Do not. I hope you're not at OK Motel." And I was like, "Yep, I'm over here." I mean, when I first got there, it was so many cockroaches in there, roaches everywhere. Roaches. I've seen, for the first time I've ever seen a white roach before.
My God.
And I had to figure out what that was, and then I had a gnat infestation. I've had people.
So where did you originally come from?
I'm from here, but during the pandemic, it was such a move around.
So you said you were contacted, I'm assuming by family, to come help with your mom because you moved in with her.
Yeah, I was told.
Where were you coming from?
Well, at that time in 2020, well, back in 2018, we were told, hey, she said, a friend of hers at the time, she says, hey, you and Terrence come move with me to help save.
But where were you staying before you moved with your mom?
I was in Irving.
You lived in Irving. Were you
Yeah.
by yourself?
I would be with her from time to time.
Okay, and
So
this is your mom.
yeah,
Okay, so in this situation, what point do you regret? What type of actions do you kind of
I
regret getting
regret
yourself into?
get coming. I mean, it's really hard because you get to see how people were, how people,
You
how they
really
were
are?
when, yeah. I mean, it's like a gridlock situation continually. It was like, okay, well, you get to one situation that you're not familiar with, and it's kind of hard to say, hey, I wish I wouldn't have done this. It's almost like I'm in a sinking boat, jumping in a ship that's sinking, and then eventually this is going to collapse. So there is no comfort zone. There was no comfort zone anywhere.
So do you think your family hindered you or helped you
Oh
in
yeah,
this
definitely.
situation?
They still blame me. They still say, hey, your mom. One of my uncles that set this up, he blames me for it still. Uh, when he was the one that actually set it up, because he accidentally sent me a text message uh, saying, "Hey, my mom's social security uh, paperwork came in the mail." He thought he was sending it to somebody else that he set up to come get her, but he
Mm,
accidentally sent it to me. So I'm sitting there
wow.
like, okay, like something's going on, because
That's
me and
what it's all about, the
yeah,
money.
yeah, and when she finally got it, uh, I think sometime last year,
Hmm.
might have, it might, I think it could have been earlier this year. I can't remember, but he was like, "Hey, I'm about to buy a new Cadillac with this money."
Wow.
So her, so my mom and this particular older brother have been going at it for like 30 years. So now he finally got a hold of her, and he's like, because my mom looks at me like I've seen a lot of mothers in life and how they treat their kids, but it was like something we just never had a real relationship like that. So she would side with her trauma bonds, which is her family,
Okay.
and then now it's like, hey, I miss you, I miss hearing your voice, but when you're around me, you don't. It's like I can't stand you. Get away from me.
Yeah.
She doesn't tell me stuff like that. It's just how she treats me.
Yeah. So
So
actions.
yeah, so when I tell her like your family, I told her that for over a year straight. Your family, I told her it's just me and you. You know, you better listen to me. Oh, it's how you talk to me. It's how you treat me. And I told her, hey, eventually something's gonna happen. And then when it finally did, okay, so now you end up in the hands of the brother that at their oldest brother, which is because my grandmother on her mom, her grandmother, she had two kids by a guy that he later passed away, and then my grandfather came in. My mom is uh
Okay. If somebody was watching this, what kind of advice would you give to them?
don't try and save everybody. That's my problem. That's why I'm out here. Because it was like I'm trying to help everybody, I'm trying to save everybody to the point now I couldn't even save myself. And that's the reason why I'm out here. Because, I got the answers, I got this, turned around and jumped in the mud with them, trying to get them out, and somebody pulled them out and left me in it.
Wow.
So that's